see, but SME have to be supported by to protect the risk for non-payment by the foreign buyer by the insurance. So the insurance has to be beefed up. What we have now in most of the developing countries, we have the insurance, but neither here nor there. Not very big scale as happening in the EC country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Professor Rizai? Would you like to come up to the podium?
Yeah, if I may.
Please do. Professor Rizai is a gentleman who has widely worked in Southeast Asia. He's very familiar with a lot of your work. And I'm very happy that he's come to share his wisdom with us. Thank you, sir. Please.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Sure.
First of all, I would like to congratulate the North Cyprus Development Bank for organizing this, what I consider to be a very important conference. I've always believed that we should really look, my Malaysian friends will know if I use a Malaysian slogan, look east. In Turkish world, we are part of the Turkish world here. For a very long time, we've been looking always west to Europe. This event is an excellent example of looking east to learn from India, from Malaysia, from Cambodia, from Indonesia, Vietnam, Japan, Philippines, of course. Today, we're discussing small and medium enterprises, SMEs. I consider this to be probably the #1 issue in North Cyprus because of scarcity of jobs, employment, and SME development is the way forward to create jobs. Here, whether young people go to university or whatever, they want to get a job in the public sector, in the government. No. The future is, as we've heard from our Filipino friends, Indian friends, Southeast Asia, Cambodia, Vietnam, is in developing private sector as an engine of not only growth, but also as a source of employment creation through access to credit, through specialized financial institutions that provide lending for small business development, and in addition, equally important, technical assistance to develop business plans, to develop dialogue and network with specialists in marketing, in advertising, exporting, you name it. I was very fortunate, as Ahmed mentioned, because in my professional younger days, I worked in Malaysia, with the World Bank, with ILO, with the UN, in Singapore, in Bangladesh, and I want to give you an experience from Indonesia, from Java, related to small business development. I was fortunate enough to be the chief technical advisor for a UNDP ILO employment planning project in the critical sectors, and one of the critical sectors, of course, was small business development. So with my colleagues, this is 20 years ago, we carried out a survey to find out challenges, obstacles, and opportunities for small business development. And what we found out, Ahmed, was 90% of small micro enterprises failed in the first year. 90%.
So much.
Right? Actually, the 10% is an impressive, the 10% success rate was amazing. Okay, 1 out of 10 surviving. Okay, so we looked into this. Why? And what we came up with was what we coined a new term. One of my colleagues was a German anthropologist, social anthropologist, and we termed, as I say, new label. We call this problem trader's dilemma. Mr. Narayan, I think, talked about self-reliance. The flip side of self-reliance is trader's dilemma. And that is the fact that a micro-entrepreneur finds himself or herself caught between a dilemma between family obligations and business development. If you begin to make a success, all your cousins and relatives come to you for help. And the individual entrepreneur, oftentimes, 9 out of 10, they fail because instead of developing the working capital and graduating into a more successful small business, they start helping their cousins and relatives, and within a few months they fail. The business winds up in failure. This is what we call trader's dilemma. We wrote an article that was published in World Development, the leading journal in development studies, by the way, as a leading article on this issue. So anyway, I just want to say this is a very important event today. I congratulate the Development Bank for inviting our friends from Southeast Asia, from Asia. There is a lot we can learn. There's a lot of wisdom in all these lessons and proposals that are being put forward here, and I do hope that the Development Bank will take these recommendations very seriously. Thank you, Ahmed.
I think Mr. Garcia has imparted us a lot of wisdom, and we should also ask him some questions. I have one for you. Yes.
Well, my name is Jamal. I'm Chief Executive Officer of Faisal Islamic Bank of Cyprus. I would like to express my happiness to be with you today. Actually, I have some comments and questions.
Please.
The comments actually regarding the small business finance, I can see because if you allow me to say so, I have been personally interested in small business finance, personally and organization point of view. I would like to share our experience as Islamic Bank that once we have shifted our strategy from big finance to small business finance, we have been very successful in the last 10 years. So, commercial point of view, which I believe most of you should concentrate as well. What is the financial and the commercial point of view of the small business finance? I do believe most of the organization, because they believe the small business finance is not profitable. It has to be from non-government organization or donors, and the way to follow up the cases or the finance, it's very important to see the success rate of the default and the income come out of the small business finance. So our experience proven from the private sector point of view that the small business finance is much more profitable than the big finance. The second issue, either in Far East or Middle East or Europe, I would like to say to our friend that the most wonderful thing in European Union country, that most of the business is small business. It is not big business. So it has been proven in Europe, in Far East, in our society, that the small business finance is the most important issue. I can say